Had to call 911?
Had to call 911. We've been waiting for him for 10 minutes, too.
Let me check my phone.
Yeah.
See if he tried to contact me.
Yep, it's all good. So today, we are really just going wherever we end up. But what we are talking about is the similarities between yoga, qigong, tai chi. There's some internals to Bakwa as well, isn't there, Seafood?
Well, according to my little bit that I heard about Bagua, I'm not a Bagua practitioner, but I know some people who, practice Bagua, and Bagua is what we consider to be one of the three sisters, the primary internal arts. So you have Tai Chi, Bagua, and then Zeng Yi. Some people look at Zeng Yi as being a little bit hard, but it's really coming from an internal engine as well. But it's more straight than anything.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's straight energy. Then Tai Chi, we have circular energy.
Gotcha. And Bakwa, is that straight or circular? Maybe.
Well, Bagua, you'll see them walking around the circle.
Gotcha.
Yeah, a lot of their practice is built around walking the circle. And I'll be honest with you.
Sorry, Seafood, please.
I've actually heard that. Thank you. Hey, welcome, family. I've actually heard. I don't know how true it is, but some people say. Some people actually say that Bagua is known for being more conducive to healing than Tai Chi is. I've heard that. And the reason that they say that is because of the twisting that Bagua does. The twisting movement. So if you're twisting like that, your organs are getting a nice
workout.
Yeah, they're getting a nice internal workout. So that makes sense to me.
Well, in Bagua, there's 8 directions.
Right.
We forget about the other 2. We know about the all 6, but we forget about the other 2. The other 2, one is up and down.
Mm-hmm.
That makes the whole complete 8.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people forget about that. And then also, Seafood takes it even a step further. You also have in and out.
Yep.
And a lot of people forget about that.
But just like John Painter presents the yin yang palm, things of that nature in his Bagua.
I was just talking to Peyton, actually introducing him on yesterday, and Soul Group, who were attending some of these later videos we've been having. I just been explaining to them how you can actually begin to not only be heavy on the bottom. Some people think about being rooted and heavy on the bottom. Well, you can be heavy on the top and light on the bottom. Be careful on that table, bro.
Thank you.
You can be heavy on the top and light on the bottom, or you can be vice versa and be heavy on the bottom and light on the top. But you have to know how to train that and how to feel that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are not aware of that. So now I'm having fun helping people start to discover these different feelings. And they're real. They're real feelings. And a lot of times it takes that energetic exposure in order to take us into the more deeper layers of our physicality. But it takes an energetic approach, from my experience, to get into those intricacies, You can't just go straight physical.
Right, exactly.
Right. You've got to use an energy to get into those small spaces to figure. That's been my experience. And fortunately, that's all I share with everybody is mine. But anyway, it looks like our guests may not make it.
I'm gonna do my best to meet him halfway.
Wow, I'm so glad to have you here, boy. Because if it was me, he would have to call 911. Straight up. Hey, family, thank you for being patient with us. We were dead set on having someone here, and we were always on time. But technical difficulties for them, not for us. I guess it's just of a lack of knowing how to. So this could be a learning experience also. We should do a test run with every guest we have from now on. And don't take it for granted that they know how to get on, because honestly, and this is our show, so we want to make sure we're representing our show. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They're guests, so it's not their show. You dig what I'm saying, bro?
I hear you.
Yeah. We'll do that.
Says no one else is here. I gave it to him, so all he had to do was click a link.
Well,
Yeah, I just don't know what else I can do.
you done more than enough, man. We'll just push on as if it's just us, and we'll focus on task at hand. That's why I love Tai Chi, because it's always changing, and you have to be in the flow to grow. If not, it's stagnation. Stagnation is death. And we're always flowing and growing. We're always going to do that. So let's talk about Tai Chi, the little bit that we know about yoga. Qigong is here, and also talking about how those things tie into some of Brother Ali's specialties. Let's see, so Tai Chi is known as being here in the West. A lot of people look at Tai Chi as being a physical exercise, and they don't know anything other than Tai Chi as that. So Tai Chi has the face of a physical exercise, and usually is seen as an exercise for elderly people. That's the stigma that has been promoted here. But we're here showing everyone that it's not only a health exercise, but it's a lot more than that.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. It's from my experience, and I'm speaking from my experience, it's very spiritual. It brings you closer to a spiritual level. And especially for people who are empaths and healers, the Tai Chi brings you the chi that you need to do your work with.
Right.
So, it gives me extra chi. Ah, there he is.
Come on in, family. Doors
Hey,
open.
we got one yoga expert on the show today.
Oh, how beautiful is this?
Oh, good. Look at that.
Perfect.
We've been waiting for you, Marcus.
Come on in, family. Yeah, this is going to be right up
I
your
got a
alley.
seat right here for you.
I even got you a special cup of tea here waiting for you. Yeah. Good to see you, my brother.
How you doing?
I was saying, man, where's my brother?
Man.
We already live and direct. We was waiting on the guest, but he had some situation he couldn't get in.
No, don't worry about that.
Yeah, sit down, man. Come
You
on,
got,
man.
you got.
We're gonna fight each other with kindness. It's a kindness battle. No, you! No, you!
Where's yours at, bro?
It's right
For
here.
representation.
I got these nice legs back here where I can
No,
just
this.
stand here and.
Oh!
Yeah.
Hey,
Where's
family,
mine?
so we can really do it the way we wanted to do it now. We got my brother Marcus in the house, the yoga ninja himself.
How you doing?
I couldn't think of a better resource to talk about yoga. I would do it an injustice.
Yeah.
So, Brother Ali, you just actually embarked on something that caught my attention because I'm always thinking of doing my best to think of life in general from a spiritual standpoint. Now, I'm still learning. I'm just an infant myself, but I'm always thinking along those lines.
Should I wear this shirt? See?
No, just leave it.
That's funny. That's funny.
So, I wanted to ask you this. When you say spirituality, what does that mean to you? Because so many people could be listening, and a lot of people think about going to church. They think about, some people may think about just sitting on their cushion or whatever it may be, but how would you describe spirituality to anybody who really don't know what it is?
Well, again, from my point of view and my point of view only, because everybody has a different levels and different ways of their reaching their spirituality. But for me, it's very calming, loving, peaceful, and it gets me closer to who I really am on the inside. And the breathing helps to do that. It all goes together, Sifu. Tai Chi, meditations, Qigongs. It all brings all of this to me in many different levels, but in a spiritual level, opening my mind and my heart to receive a lot of knowledge from everything and everyone. But it helps me to learn and teach a lot when I work on people.
Right.
Because when I start working on people and that chi is just that energy is just blowing through my hand like crazy. Um, they're receiving a bounce of energy in themselves from me. Not
Right.
only the body work itself, releasing and breaking everything down, but it also has, like I said, the spiritual level, releasing for a lot of people this excess emotion, tension, and stuff in their body so that they can actually, in their own way, reach a spiritual level.
Yeah,
Right.
hey,
So,
may I?
Yeah,
Thank
please,
you.
please.
Yeah, you know, one of my, I wouldn't call it my favorite, but one spiritual sort of directive or quote to kind of live by that I've come across throughout my days is, if you want to be more spiritual, then you gotta do something more physical. And I think that this is especially true with people who are kind of dipping their toes into the spiritual way of thinking. And I think that yoga and stretching is an excellent way to tune into your body from a physical, external sort of point of view, working your way in.
I like that.
Yes,
Marcus,
yes,
can you
yes.
tell us what you've experienced from your yoga stuff and what kind of internal direction it's turned you towards?
Yes, with the yoga, for me, it made me more still. It made me more still, and first of all, body awareness. And when you have body awareness, it just you take the awareness skill or concept, and then you put it across different subject matters.
Mm.
Yeah,
I like
and,
that. I like that.
and that's how it happened for me because you constantly stretching. At first, you're trying to survive. Like, what's going on? Yeah.
Trying to learn how to
Yeah.
breathe?
Figure it out, and after you figure it out, you start calming down. It's like, okay, okay, there we go. And like you start listening to what the yoga teacher says. Like, I remember one time she was like, "We're gonna try to bring your shins to your calves." Like, how do you? Oh, that makes sense. And then like just that type of physical awareness,
Right.
and then you start bringing that awareness skill just over into life, especially like with me being a fighter. You have to be I have to use the awareness skill also. Of like, hey man, what happened? Every time I throw this cross, I don't bring it back to my head. I drop my chin. So now I got to be very aware of bringing it back to my head. So it just, and then like, now then you be aware of what's like going on around you. It's like, this person, every time I say this phrase, they kind of hesitate. They kind of push back, or when I smile, this person will come closer to me. So now you start being aware of your surroundings, like
How people's muscles are contracting to tell you information?
that in energy, body awareness, and like energy. You start seeing how people walk. You're like, hey, this guy hip is messed up.
So let me say this. So for our people who are listening, a key word that keeps showing up from Marcus that I'm tuning into is awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And awareness of self. First of all, he said,
Mm-hmm.
before he could be aware of out here, he had to be aware of himself.
Mm-hmm.
And his tool, yoga, took him into being able to do that. So he developed that skill of awareness. And then once he developed self-awareness, now he's able to apply that self-awareness throughout all relationships, throughout all exchanges of life. Every situation, he's more aware.
Mm-hmm.
That is raising your spiritual consciousness. Awareness, right off top.
And
I like that.
And I was always kind of aware, but I wasn't aware of myself.
Right.
Because in martial arts, you have to be aware of that person. It's like, oh, next time you throw that uppercut, I'm gonna kill them ribs. Now because I'm aware that he has a telltale sign, but you don't know your telltale sign. You don't know your tics. So now you go back just from reading someone else, and not knowing yourself. Now you know how to read yourself and someone else. So those interactions can be a lot different now.
I like that. So Marcus actually also is not only a yoga practitioner, high level yoga practitioner, but also I would say even a higher level combat sports fighter. You know, a lot of people don't know about his background fighting, and a little less know about his yoga career. So you're getting to know more and more about him, and it's quite unique how he's talking about applying these meditative art forms into not only the yoga, but into life itself, and into the ring, being a fighter. You know, how he's more aware of himself, and being aware of himself, it helps him be more aware of his surroundings.
Mm-hmm. Where your limitations, and then you can accurately gauge your weaknesses versus someone's strength, or someone's strength versus someone's strength versus your weaknesses, and vice versa.
Right.
So you can have like just a more realistic understanding of what to do and what's going on and how to approach the situation.
So let me ask Brother Ollie. So Brother Ollie, how does awareness influence your type of, like, let's say you're doing like a distance healing session or something like that, or even hands-on. How does body awareness or awareness in general, how does that influence your study and your practice, your training?
Well, a lot of that has to do also with body mechanics too, or you're sitting upright, having yourself relax so that the chi can flow from you to that person that you're working
That
on.
makes sense.
So working with the force of allowance.
Yes, because you want everything to flow freely.
Right.
You know, so you're aware of your body, you're aware of your movements, and then actually doing that, you actually become in tune with the person you're working on.
Match their chi.
What you do, but now this is going to sound a little off with some people, because my friends say I'm already off anyhow.
Right.
But I can start working on their head, and I'll hear them say something, and I said, "Excuse me, what did you say?" "Oh, I didn't say anything." And I'm like, "Yes, you did. You said something." "No, I didn't." Like, okay. So that taught me, when I was sure that they didn't say a word, that I heard them thinking. I could hear thoughts coming from their mind. And again, getting in touch with that is really, for me, amazing, because then I know how to tailor my work for them.
Right.
And where I need to send them more chi at, because they'll go, "Oh, I heard." "What did you say?" "Oh, nothing." Okay, but the thing is, too, for me, it also helps me to be aware, because when I work on people, I can tell them where they hurt at.
Right.
So there's a breathing that I have to do to kick in to keep that from actually hurting me, because I feel it. Once I feel it, it's like, cool, I'll start my breathing automatically, being aware of that. I am increasing my energy, my chi, and also increasing their chi level.
That makes sense. So by you having the proper structure, proper physical structure, the proper mental structure, the proper breathing structure, you're able to actually tune in to the earth more. You know what I'm saying? Now you can be more part of the earth, and then you can become a conduit, able to deliver.
And what else is really unique about it? And people, massage therapists, acupuncturists, when you do something like this, try and just play with this for a moment. Get your breathing in tune with theirs.
Oh, that's what you can read my thoughts now.
Yeah, I can sink deep in the body.
I can tell a story
when
about that.
I get my breathing in with theirs. I match it, and within a matter of a minute or less, I'm like, bam! I'm inside their body, actually traveling. Oh, there's a blockage right there. Okay, what's going on? So you use that chi to go to that part of the body to open it up. It's really amazing, and everybody, family, everybody on the face of this world have many, many gifts that we are kept hidden. But if you have people like us in the family and you family to open these gifts up in everybody, beautiful things is going to happen.
So I got a question for you, Marcus, actually, since you're our special guest here today, and I really want to get kind of deeper into the whole the inner alchemy version that you may have been introduced to or come across of yoga, like I'm vaguely familiar with, and you're probably familiar with this too, is if you start to develop an awareness in the body and you start to notice that you've got some sort of blockage or stagnation or whatever, you can kind of breathe into that area. And even I've even heard people take it another step where they visualize like an iceberg melting in that spot to relax it.
Oh yes, the breath, the prana is just like
Prana.
yes. That's
I don't even know what prana means.
prana is basically the yogi version of chi.
Of chi, okay.
Yes, and just like in karate, they have ki. It's basically
Right.
It's basically like the same thing, but like different engines on how to use it.
Right.
So
The system, the flow, the meridian chart isn't exactly the same.
Isn't exactly the same.
Right,
Yes.
because we have 5 Dantians in Qigong Chinese medicine, and those match up with 5 of the 7 chakras.
There we go. Yeah.
But there's only 5 of them,
Yeah.
not 7.
See,
So-
but it's just a different,
Right.
flavor.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Same chicken,
Exactly.
different flavor. So with that, I've experienced that before, especially with pain, and also another technique with trigger point therapy.
Trigger point therapy. Oh, you know about that,
Yeah.
huh, Ollie?
So
Hey, can I interrupt you and seek wisdom
Yes.
from my good
Yeah,
brother?
trigger.
Yo, please.
No,
No, we got it. This is it. This is the
explain
flow.
the trigger point therapy, and I'll bring out
Bring it all together.
So
Yeah.
explain trigger
Nice.
point.
We got the body, the Tai Chi 360 body engineer here,
Yeah.
and he's gonna break down this topic that our yoga expert just brought up.
So break it down the trigger point therapy, what it is and how it works for them, please.
Oh, that's been a while since I've done any of that
Oh,
kind of
okay.
work.
You want to do something on me?
No, just let him
Let him
go.
go. All
That'll,
right.
that'll bring it more back.
Oh,
to
There you go. Just talk to Ollie
just-
about it for a second.
well,
You'll get juices flowing.
Okay,
Yeah.
just like we were talking about the meridians,
Yeah.
And the different knots on the body. The trigger point, the acupuncture too, acupuncture
Gotcha.
and acupressure too.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And is they basically copy those points.
Hmm.
Like for some reason, if this is acting up, the acupressure, he'll touch something right here. I'm like, what
Yeah.
are you doing, man? I'm like, whoa, that feels good, you know. So, and just like when you say about
The headaches and toothaches. And
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like the same thing, but it's more direct.
Yeah.
So
okay,
where you feel the knot, the tightness, you usually put some type of pressure on it, on massage, and then from there I start my breathing, and then movement. So actually, it's like I'm hitting it with 3 things. So
Yeah,
I'm
there
doing
you go.
it.
Well,
So,
see, another one would be, I'm sorry,
huh?
is to stimulate that.
Yes.
See how you do that, move that back and forth to cause that to open.
Mm-hmm.
And then just hold it and actually breathe.
Ah, you felt that?
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's another thing that I've got to eventually pull out, which is a total class of 42 muscles adjustment, which releases everything in the body from the tenseness. And it has to do with a lot of the pressure points in the body to reset that in the body. There's some points
Yes.
on the back that will reset
Mhm.
it. There's points on the head that will reset it. Because I do all of that when I'm doing a massage. Just like when I worked on UC4. Boom, boom, boom. There's a lot of points through here and through there, all through your back, that will reset each individual muscle. It's in a muscle, it's like a form of kinesiology, muscle testing. And then you just go and release it in certain different areas.
I feel great. I don't know what you did, but thank you.
And just like when you touch this point right here, I was able to pop my neck and I get that relief right there, and that right there, and breathing into that spot as well.
Yes.
And just to loosen up, there's all the banging, the jujitsu, tied up with the gi and all that stuff. Yeah, it leaves you all knotted up. So breathing, stretching out, movement, just like little, almost like an organ, like you know.
Yeah,
how you have, like,
exactly.
And we're
Yeah.
supposed to be
Yeah.
doing the exact exact same thing when we're breathing into the dantian, as Marcus is talking about with breathing into the spots.
Mm-hmm.
You just use your imagination and aim at the deep aspects of your core
Mm-hmm.
when you're breathing into the dantian. Same thing with these spots. You got a pain in your shoulder, you breathe deeply, expanding the belly, but aim it at that spot the entire time that you're breathing in,
Mm-hmm.
breathing out, etc.
I found it to be easier to do this like after a yoga session or after some type of qigong or Tai Chi session where you're nice and open.
Yeah.
So since everything is nice and open, especially the 6 harmonies, those are the main things because when those are cracked open, you can feel all the
What are the 6 harmonies?
the like 6 major points on the body is like your hip, shoulder, elbow, wrist, knee.
Oh, so like all the joints?
Mm-hmm,
All the major
main
joints?
Not all of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
not all of them, but
Yeah,
okay.
but the main
Right.
the main.
So what are those again?
Hips,
Hips, shoulders, elbows,
Knees,
knees,
wrists, and ankles.
wrists, and ankles. All
Mhm.
right.
That's good information.
All right.
No matter
So-
what modality you're working with.
So
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
those are open, and that's when you're able
Gotcha.
to sit right here and like do like the meditation. Like
Mhm.
I feel more open. And I can feel like, oh, I can open this up like a lot better.
Yeah, man. My elbow's been bothering the hell out of me for the last like week. Is
Oh.
there anything that you got for opening up
Yes,
elbows?
I actually do, and
Nice.
this is a Tai Chi movement. Shout out to Seafood Robert John for this. He used to make me get up in the morning, and you're basically gonna go for a swim.
Oh,
This way. You
Oh,
come in,
okay.
boom, right here, and then you rotate. You come all the way around, right here.
ooh. All right.
And then you reverse it.
Okay.
So you go like 10 one way,
Hmm.
and then turn the other way.
Nice. I'll be
And
back here
start-
doing that for a little bit then.
That's right. Yeah. You're
Yeah.
going to feel that in all those joints, basically.
Yeah.
Moving energy all the way through, family.
Yes.
So that's one of the main reasons that we talk about having all of our joints, our primary joints, like Marcus just pointed out, 6 harmonies. The wrists, the ankles, you want to make sure those are nice and soft and relaxed, right? And our knees are always slightly bent, and also the elbows. So the knees and elbows match. We don't have a straight arm when we push or punch or anything because you're going to cause restriction, right? Yeah, you got a hyperextended joint, it's compromised. And then you want to relax your hips and quad, and the shoulder matches your hips. That's why we relax the chest. So once again, there you go. Across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yep. And I can even double up my training right here by practicing Tai Chi posture and turtleback while I do all this swooping around with my elbows. Same concept, I think. Am I supposed to like?
Oh, no. You're supposed to stay right here. It's easier to get in the horse stance. So since you're going to work
Oh,
that, might as well
okay.
work
Oh, wow.
all the way
All
up.
right, yeah.
So
I'm in that.
so right here, boom.
I'm in that game.
He said no to the horse stand.
Yeah.
So the horse stand is going to help you open up the hips more.
I know about that.
Yeah. And it's all tied in. Hips and shoulders, family. Hips and shoulders.
And when I get to the front, I'm supposed to be straight out, like
Like that.
stretching out, or
Stretch out.
just
and
light
then
stretch.
Curl it in.
curl it in. All right, or curl it out, depending on my way, right? Okay. Right on.
That's good range of motion, and that's what helps to keep
That's
everything loosened up.
Even the finger
and
dexterity.
flowing.
The
Yeah.
finger dexterity. Everything is there. Every time you move those fingers, you're stimulating different organ systems. Every finger dealing with the different organs. The whole hand matches the body. It's amazing. We're going to get into that too in the Patreon, family. We're going to start getting into that real soon. Real soon.
Right on. Right on.
So where we at, family?
Where are we at? I guess,
Any questions?
yeah, we
I
got.
don't know. I don't even know how to check them.
Oh, you don't? Oh, shoot. My bad, Sifu. I should have got you suited up. We aren't even using this Google Meet anyways
How
now.
about that?
Sorry, Sifu. Sorry, Soul Fam.
Hey, family, what's going on? Y'all got any questions about anything?
There you go. You can scroll through. You just 2 fingers, and then you actually move your fingers up to scroll down and down to scroll up. There you go, Sifu.
I can see me making a mess of that.
Mm.
Y'all got any questions about anything? You got me here today. You got Brother Marcus here. And you got Brother Ollie. And we just
The body engineer.
we just piggybacking off of each other and showing
I
how
just do
all of these
incorporate
different
everything
healing
in the
modalities are actually very closely
Stay like
connected.
that.
Very
I got-
closely.
Yep, exactly.
Very closely connected.
We got something for you guys, family. Throw it at him, Ollie. What is this
You
called
ready,
again?
brother?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Topodiment.
Topodiment. Super easy. You can do it to anybody.
Cup your hands, okay? The back is the favorite part, all right?
Flat. Cup.
If you are a couple, you wake up of a morning, do that to your wife. Have her to lie on her stomach and do the cupping, the tapping on her back. Go all the way down. You can go all the way down to the hips, okay? Come back up. Do that about 2 to 3 times. And I tell you what, she's going to lay there for a few minutes. Oh, that feels so good. Yes, thank you. Oh, it's a great way to do your morning. And then have her to work on your back. Or if you have a roommate or a friend or even a neighbor that passes by, hey man, tap me, you know. I'll tap you and let you see how it feels. But it feels good. It actually sends a lot of vibration through your skeletal, which also is actually causing more of your internal organs and everything to activate and actually your receptors in your body, your pain receptors. Because then it feels so good, your body's just like, ah.
That percussion from that shape
Yes.
has a lot to do with the
Yes, it
energy
does.
transfer.
That it does.
Don't have a
Yep.
flat palm, family. Have it nice and concave so you can get that percussion.
And
That's
you
a
can
big part of it.
take it to a whole nother level by just focusing on giving them chi.
Breathing, your breath.
Thank you.
Focus
Thank
on
you.
every touch. Mindfulness. Every touch is love. Every touch is love. Be connected to it with your breath, with your mind. Don't just be thinking about other things while you're doing it. Be sincere in your efforts. And it works.
Just find somebody to slap you a little bit.
Preferably an angry girlfriend, maybe, or she can take it out on you.
The angry tigress.
Yeah, and work that frame between the hips, you know, kind of down the sides of the legs, up to the shoulders.
Hey,
Oh,
family,
man.
anybody got anything any kind of aches or pains you want to ask about something we could, of course we're not giving medical advice. We understand that. We're just talking about basic little healing things that we do to help ourselves, you know. Anything that aches or pain that may show up that resurfaces from time to time. And we'll see what we got in our toolbox to help you out. Like I said, you know we're not doctors, so always go to your doctor first for anything that's really, really serious. But yeah, definitely. Come on in, family.
Yeah.
Somebody got something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Somebody got something.
Absolutely.
An old injury that shows up in the middle of the night.
I got another question for Marcus actually.
Go
'cause
ahead.
I was looking forward to having these questions answered from this podcast.
That's why Marcus is here.
Right, exactly. So what really meshes, I guess, from your introduction to the Tai Chi alchemy with the yogic, I guess, principles or basic practice or
The stances, because the stances are basically yoga postures, but
Gotcha.
with martial applications.
Gotcha. So the way that I've always kind of viewed yoga is like really good for the skeletal system
Mm-hmm.
in comparison to most other arts.
Well, yeah, it's more of a healing modality, so alignment is a big issue.
A big factor.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
because when you have alignment, you can build everything upon proper alignment.
Gotcha. So it's real skeletal structure, open energy flow base.
Yes,
Am I right?
That's one. That's
Nice.
a base of it. Like the first supposed yoga posture was just meditation. The guy would just sit, and all of those yoga postures that you see, they're just so you can meditate.
You know what, bro?
Gotcha.
Those are,
Sadly enough, most people that I've met here in the Western world,
uh-huh.
they turn those postures into competition. Like
Well,
who can do the biggest, prettiest posture.
Well, yeah, I mean,
That's not really what yoga's all about.
Yeah, that's
Not
not
either.
what it's about. But you gotta stun on people sometimes. You gotta let them know I do yoga. You know, like it's not a game. You know,
I can dig that. I
so,
can dig that part.
Yeah. So, but yeah. You know?
But some people
Yeah.
forget, and it's like I saw something. They were having like a competition of some type, and people were having their body worked on surgically so that they could win this competition. It blew my mind.
Oh, so they can get into the posture.
Yeah, they were having some part of their body, like I forget what it was. It was crazy.
There was one yoga practice where you're supposed to cut the part of your toes that keeps you.
Oh,
gross.
the
Yeah.
fib, I forget.
Yeah. So yeah. So when you do like there's a breathing exercise when you put your
That's
tongue.
crazy.
Yeah.
We do that in Kung Fu. We just don't have to cut our tongues for it.
Mhm.
People do,
But
It's
Yeah.
supposed to be drinking the sacred elixir or
yes,
something.
but when you cut your
Mutate their
tongue,
body.
you can
Snake it up there,
you can
yeah.
snake it. You can snake it up there. It's like they like to fold it backwards.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's
Yeah,
fine
we
to
do
do
that,
that, but not from surgical means.
With the Sun Chien that I was going to teach you. So a lot of people,
Any means necessary.
they're taught like they're taught this karate version of Sun Chien, and I think it's called like San Chien, so almost the same name and everything. But there's a rumor, at least in my lineage, that when it was taught to, the San Chien was not including the Chi movement aspects that's involved in the Kung Fu, where you are inhaling, squeezing the Chi from the core up into the head, and you hold it there with a reverse breath.
Because the chi and like the prana movement, that's like a different modality by itself. And then like people don't understand, just like he talked about, like people start doing yoga postures. Some people focus on meditation. Like it's hard for someone in another corner, right?
Yeah,
Good.
it's a whole practice inside of a practice.
Yeah.
Because you have to do like 3 to 4.
Out to focus on that.
You have to first develop the
Yep.
perfect posture
Yep.
of the Sun Chien practice before you can even
They
throw
get
that
Hey,
into.
I want to piggyback off of something here that's really, really a common thought.
Yeah.
Not to cut over. Did I cut over?
I don't know.
But this is a common thought
What's
that
that?
I want people to hear from your perspective.
What's that?
Sister Lynn says, yoga is all about posture. Thus, why I do it in limited amounts. She said, you can hurt yourself. A lot of people think that, so I want you to dive on it. She says, Qigong and Tai Chi are much better at moving Qi. So how do you respond to something like that? Someone thinking that they can hurt themselves in yoga, and they think that the other modalities are better options because of that reason.
Oh, okay. Well,
Thank you,
first of all-
sister.
First of all, like with the yoga, again, what we discussed is not all about the posture. Real yoga is actually about the meditation. So that
There you go.
You hear that, sister?
Depends on the teacher
it
then.
depends on the teacher.
Right.
And what are you looking for out of the yoga? That's why there's so many
Right.
different styles.
Are you
So
trying to whip out your stretching nuts?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying,
Those nuts
like-
stretch
So,
farther?
Yeah, so I think this is what happens, and it can happen in Tai Chi as well.
Mhm.
That's why I'm always stressing a soft, gentle yi. And you cannot make it happen, you cannot force it happen. And I think that a lot of yoga teachers aren't stressing that fact.
Yeah.
That you don't force yourself into the postures, you allow the posture to take place
Mhm.
over time.
You gotta
start
seek
to
the
melt.
sun.
You start
Yeah.
melting into the postures.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
and you know, truth be
Right.
told, and that takes it takes a
Right.
proper teacher. Because,
Right.
The thing
Proper
is-
teacher, family.
proper teacher, because a lot of yoga now, especially over here in the westernized version of it, there's a lot of hot chicks, muscle dudes like,
Yeah.
come get your fiance on, bro,
Yeah.
and so find a teacher that's like older, comes like
Mm.
that,
Right.
almost there.
That makes sense.
Who's got both male and female students?
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you may
Yeah.
even take it as far as finding a teacher that specializes in teaching your specific age demographic.
age demographic
or
or
health demographic.
or different styles of yoga.
Boom.
Because I didn't know that either.
Different
my yoga,
styles of yoga.
I didn't know that. Like when I first started doing yoga, I didn't know what style I was doing. I was just like, yo, I do yoga.
Right.
So do
Yeah.
Right.
do you do an internal yoga then?
They should all be internal.
Yeah.
So,
They should all be
they
internal.
should be, but they're not because
Right,
some
because of
people like I want like
I only want the physical stuff. I don't believe in energy.
I'm also an ambassador for yoga for BJJ,
Mm.
and it's all about yoga
Oh, okay.
without all the fluffy stuff.
Right.
Gotcha.
They
Yeah,
just want to stretch.
they just want to stretch to get there Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
So that's a different
That's a
different
different-
market for you.
and
Right.
then-
That makes sense.
And another yoga that
That makes sense.
I'm becoming certified in is the Kemetic yoga, and from there that's more
Comedic yoga, another
Mhm.
yoga.
Yep, that's Egyptian yoga. It's more about elevation of consciousness. So those
Makes sense.
those poses are very slow, mundane, but it helps clear
More
up
meditative.
all these channels, especially in the
And
head.
that's what we've been
More
getting
meditative.
to.
Yeah,
That's what we wanted. That's what I wanted to get to. I don't know
Right.
about all you guys, but yeah, no, this is exactly what we're talking about.
We always get what we're going.
Exactly what we're
Yeah.
talking
We
about.
always
Yeah.
get what we're
I
going.
wanted to talk about
Come on in, family.
the internal versus the external approach, you know,
Yes.
and what is the primary difference between the external approach and the internal approach? Is it the breath? Is it the imagination? What about it?
It's well, like I said, it depends on the person. I have I got trained by two yoga teachers, and they're completely different.
Yeah. Oh, so
Yeah.
you're perfect. You're the
Yeah.
perfect man to ask
Completely
then. You've
different.
got both
You know?
the ways in.
So one of them is Corbin Stacy, and then he's like, just Mr. He's like Miss Diva, like he's all high energy vinyasa, like he brings it. Like
Mm.
I go to him and like going to get in shape like that. You take 2 of his classes, do it.
He gonna bust your
Yeah, that's where he comes from, and that's what the high energy. Some people
Gotcha.
they come from work.
So he's got kind of like a yoga workout, is what you're telling me?
Yeah, the vinyasa. He's like Mr. Vinyasa.
So vinyasa is the system, right?
He trains from Jimmy Barkin. That's another South Florida.
So you're telling me that's
yoga
an external? Vinyasa is
yeah,
external?
It's more external.
Okay, his
and,
is more external.
And there's
okay.
another one. Her name is Kelly Brookbank. She is master of Kripalu yoga, and
Kripalu yoga.
that was all about
All internal.
the breath,
Meditation.
the Kapalabhati breath, Shatali
Visualization? Do you work with
okay,
imagination?
visualization, but more on the breath and also as opposed to external versus internal. Like she went because she was like an accountant and she had high anxiety.
Mm.
So she chose the Kripalu yoga because it was mostly about the breath. They would lie down and they would like breathe for an hour. And
Yeah,
then,
Qigong cured.
Yeah.
I say cured, and
Uh-huh.
that's my testimony, but it treated my anxiety for years until it cured it.
Mhm.
And I mean, okay, I guess I shouldn't say cured because we all have situations that
Right.
cause
Yeah.
anxiety,
Yeah.
you know, but now it's a laughable matter to me.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
And so I'm a big promoter of any art, any style, anything that uses embryonic breathing in any fashion. If you see an emphasis on expanding the belly, condensing the core as you exhale, things of that nature, hit it.
So
because
you're saying that teacher actually found big time relief from anxiety and stress because of the breath and all that?
Oh yeah, she has
That's great,
she
man.
showed me like a couple of showed me
Anxiety
a
and
couple
stress,
of
family.
it totally helps. I even use some of the breaths when I'm in like yoga postures to like even to like forcefully to make me open up.
And same deal, family. This is the emotional side of inner alchemy. You breathe into the feeling that you want to soothe or calm, much like the physical end of this, which Marcus was touching on earlier, breathing into the injury spot. Actually, I'm going to try that now.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, think about this too.
Stretch while you're doing it, stretch into it too. Like find
All
get
right.
your wrist and like find the area to where it's like and then go to where
Oh, I
you can
know
find
where it is.
Now go to where it's a 7. Make
Okay.
it a 7 and breathe, and then
All right,
ease into
and
it.
breathe into it. Okay.
Mhm. And then after a while, the 7 turns into a 4.
And then do
And
I
then
try
you
to
go, then you go back
correct
to
my
7.
posture at the same time?
Be honest with you, it's all about this one. So if you got to like twist up to
Yeah,
like
it's like
really
the
feel it,
inside
Yeah.
tendon.
go
You got anything for
go to where you
suggestions
need
for
to
knee-
feel it.
knee pain?
Like
Okay, yeah,
no
I
sit
got that.
posture. If you got the
Any
twist,
exercise?
I don't really need
Yeah.
to. Like, this already feels like I
so
don't
just
want to go
Not over
farther.
right there. Just
Placing
breathe
them
into it.
together and doing the rotation.
That's all you do. Is
Yeah,
breathe
they
into
know
it.
that
So
one.
after a while,
Yeah.
you start just getting used to it, and then the pain will go from 7 to 4. And then guess what you do? I'm gonna go back to 7. You find your 7.
Man. Okay, so you
Yeah.
dial it in.
Yeah, you keep
Right.
dialing the
So
7.
Sister
But
Lynn,
what
she
happens
like
is it keeps dropping the 4. You keep finding the
That's
7.
good.
And then you go all the way back to your 100%.
I could basically do that every single breath.
Mm-hmm.
She said she loved your explanation for that about the external and the internal.
Yeah, nice.
with yoga. That's what I'm
Nice,
saying. A lot
nice,
of people
nice.
don't know that.
Yeah.
They think they go to one of those classes. I can't do this.
Yes.
Right. But yeah, you can.
Uh,
If you find the right
And
teacher.
you can
Exactly.
you find the right teacher, because my first time going to a yoga class, I like didn't know what I was doing. I needed to cut weight for a fight, so I went there. I had like 3 layers of clothes on. And everyone was looking at me. I was like, "Excuse me, sir. You know this is a hot class." I'm like, "Hey, I'm a professional.
Hey!
I got this.
I'm a
this.
professional.
I'm
I got this.
So, like, hey, yo, this old white lady schooled me. Oh,
Ooh.
man. I was like
Ooh.
limping, walking out. I was like, what is going on? And then, like, and there was another old white lady next to me. Yo, she was on her forearms, and then her toes touched her head. And I was like,
At least you were brave enough to come back.
Shaking.
A lot of people wouldn't come back.
I did not like that feeling. I did not like that feeling at all. I'm like, I'm in
The
UFC.
humiliation
I'm
compared
supposed
to
to
the
be-
old lady,
Yeah.
or the shaking and the exhaustion.
All of it, because I'm like, I was, this is
You came in
about
to
the
stretch
time-
those out.
This was the time I just like got like my big call for the Ultimate Fighter, so I'm like, no man, I'm in the UFC. And then like
You can't tell me nothing about stretching.
white women killing me,
Ooh.
man, making me look bad.
It ain't a game.
Bad, yeah.
It ain't a
And
game.
then, like I didn't want to tell no one. I was like, yo, I'm embarrassed, bro.
Yeah, that had to be a
Yeah, that's
big,
what I didn't know.
Don't look at me.
Yeah.
I'll see you tomorrow.
That caused all types of doubts. It's like, am I good enough to be in the UFC?
You're good enough, my brother. You're good enough. You can roll with us.
She was, and she had no problem doing that stuff. Like, it was in the hot room, so she was sweating, but she was calm, cool, and collected. While the sweat just rolled down her stuff.
She had that Wu Wei Zen practice mixed into her
and you over there
yoga.
sweating it out, dying.
Yeah.
Good for her. Damn.
Did
But I made the weight, though.
you went,
Hell yeah.
I made the weight, though.
and you went back to class.
Yeah, went back to
Objective
class.
complete.
Yeah.
He went back to class. He didn't let that intimidation factor keep it from coming back. I'll tell you what, I've seen a lot of people come to Tai Chi class and they don't quite get it. Especially some of the big guys. They come in there, you know, and they see that this slow exercise really kicked their ass. They don't come back.
Yeah, they don't want people to know that.
Yeah.
Oh
like-
man, that hurt, you know. Family, I got a little something I want to share with you real quick. It's called tapping. A lot of times, which is good for any kind of like yoga or anything. When you feel that point where you're at a pain, just like last week at work, I was moving this big old chair and it had a base on it. It was a metal chair. It slid down and caught me right on my shin bone. And I leaned up against the table and I was like, ideas comes to mind quick when you're in pain, okay? And one of the things that I had pushed back in my head was tapping. I automatically went straight to tapping on that shin bone. If you tap one way and the pain eases up, keep tapping because you're tapping the pain away. Now, if the pain increases as you're tapping, like if I was tapping up, that would increase the pain. So I would reverse it and tap down it. So either way, try both ways. One way will ease the pain up, and the other will make it intense. So yeah, I did that for like maybe 3 minutes, and I tell you what, the pain had gone completely. In the next day or two, I was still a little sore, but I tap every time I'm sore. I'd start tapping, and it made it easier and easier because that's just a like little quick fix for the chi to get it to flow back. Is tapping into that.
Stimulating the healing
Yes,
process.
yeah,
I'm palpating.
yeah. So,
Palpating.
yeah, I do that a lot, man. If I pull something, I'm like, oh.
Nice. So there seems
Yeah.
to be a central theme about everything
Yeah.
that we're talking about tonight.
Just tap, and it just flows, like opens it up and
What's the
flows
central
it up.
thing?
Yi.
Yeah,
It's
that's,
placing and using your yi.
that's the overlying thing, no
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how do we go about doing that? With what?
Intention. Yi is intention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Set
you gotta
the
have
intention. Know what you want, and then
But
just,
it's not the same intention that a lot of people think about. Like, I intend to go to the store. I intend to do this. No,
Yeah.
it's not that.
Okay, see, this is me thinking that other people are up to snuff.
Yeah.
See, I'm guilty.
So
I'm
it's
guilty of
that's
that.
not the intention that we're talking about.
Right.
Yi leads chi. The mind.
We're talking about the
leads
Yi family, the
chi.
YI. What is that?
Yeah.
You know, it's not the intention of going to the store or intention of doing something tomorrow or whatever. It's a little bit different. Brother Ollie's chiming in on it right now.
Like how I was talking about. Oh,
I
sorry,
mean, Brother
Ollie.
Peyton.
Yeah, my mistake.
Who was it? You or Brother
Putting
Peyton?
the intention into giving Sifu chi right now. That's what mine is.
So what
That's
is
mine
what?
is.
How would you describe what's going on with you right now?
Sure. So I
to
use
do
everything in my skill set. You know, I really just I already know how to do this, and I know what the intention feels like, and it's basically like, you know how when I'm sure that more than one person here is familiar with feeling like somebody is trying to take something energetic from them or impose energetically upon them. And so you literally do the opposite. I like to do it from my Dantian, my core, where we like to store our battery from Qigong. And I just kind of bleed my Qi into my palms and intend for it to help him out or do what I'm trying to do, which this is where prayer comes in for me. I like to mix my Qi work with prayer, so I'm just always, I have my intention and then I pray that it gets carried out and that nothing interferes and there's no impurity with my intentions, etc., etc., etc. And then I always try to leave a little bit more than what I walk away with.
Right. So a big one is a big thing to get the Yi kicked in right off the top is what Brother Ollie said. When he touches clients, he breathe with them.
Yeah.
That's the ticket right there.
Right.
Yeah.
That breath got to be right, because if you have a Yi, remember I gave the example of the Yi being the person driving on the highway. Some people are driving calmly. The other people are, they pressing down on it. They're cursing everybody out. Well, the intention is the same to go to the same place, but the Yi is not the same. The Yi is the output. Like, you got to have a soft, gentle output. It can't be, I'm going to make it go there. No,
I'm going to domineer this.
No, it goes away. And then that's how you injure yourself. Those are the people who are doing yoga just as a physical posture and not as a spiritual.
They're going to beat that yoga.
Means. They're going to make it happen.
They're going to beat it.
No, you have to allow it to happen.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
And the breath is the ticket. Like we said,
it
the
is.
breath.
It is. The breath is
which
the
increases
ticket.
the awareness, which is what you first started out with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awareness of self, awareness of others.
That's right.
And
Tai Chi all day.
in the tag on your spirituality question.
Yeah.
I think one of my definitions of spirituality is to have some type of elevated consciousness or awareness in order to see what's going on. A lot of people they're too busy being in it in order to see what's going on. You gotta be able to step back from a different angle and not be in the fray. And I think spirituality teaches stillness, and you need stillness in order to do that.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the inner alchemy.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to, raising up our consciousness to a higher level so that we can actually perceive things from a higher perspective. You know what I'm saying? We start seeing things that we used to see, but now we look at them a little bit differently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I got something here. One of the big changes for me from my prior training to applying Temple Tai Chi to my lifestyle is the being there for others and allowing others to feel like they are imposing on me, or I'm letting them get away with something even though they think that they're kind of being domineering about it towards me. You know, allowing people to do that to you and then studying how you feel about it and what you can do about it without doing something about it, if that makes sense.
Sifu says, do not disturb or disrupt the universe. And that's what you're doing. Let things be as they are.
Exactly. I know a lot of times, and when I'm meditating, I go out into the universe. And I sit there and I hang out, man. It's so cool because then you can pull from every planet into the universe. And I always do that when I work with clearing energy in every place, you know, because it's not only in one person's place that they may have a negative energy, it's around the world. So when I'm visualizing, I'm taking all of this negative crap that's around the earth and it's surrounding everybody into like a space. And as it goes into space, it just dissipates, it disappears. And then I put a big, giant ball of love around the earth for everybody and everything, you know, because I want all of that to heal everybody. So when I do my breathing, that's what I do. I go out into the universe and then I cover all of that with love. Why not, man? It don't start with only us. There's a whole universe and universes out there that we all vibrate to, so why not receive it from all of it?
Yeah,
and
hey,
give it back to Mother Earth.
Ollie, that
Yes,
reminds me. You were talking to me the other day about quantum healing. This kind of falls under an advanced category of that same topic. Is that right?
Hey, before y'all dive real deep on the quantum healing, can you hold that? But I want to piggyback off something else you said that's kind of, you kind of like, I was like, wow. You always do the wow thing to me. But I figure a lot of people in the soul group will wow at this as well. Because this, to me, was the ultimate showmanship of selflessness and being not selfish. So, Brother Ollie was talking about prayer. You know, he's like, if you pray, why pray just for yourself? Because you want to fix your leg. Oh, God, or oh, whoever, please heal my knee. No. Oh, God, please take away my cancer. He said, why don't you just pray for the cancer of the entire planet? Why don't you just pray for the whatever that ill is, not just specific to yourself, but pray that prayer all-inclusive for everybody. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Imagine if we all did that.
Because if you say pray for me, to me, it's like being greedy.
That's very selfish.
You know, it's greedy,
Very selfish.
it's selfishness. But you forget about the other 10 million people around the earth that has the same problem or have something similar to
That's
that.
quantum too, right? So,
add them all in. Don't leave nothing out. Don't even leave that little puppy that's limping. Put that baby in there
too. Peanut butter and the jelly, but he won't make the sandwich.
Force. Come on in, family. This is us all day long. All day long.
That's it.
We never stop. Go ahead. I want to hear where y'all was headed with that. Go ahead, bro.
I just have a question. This is just me thinking. How do I say this? Because it's gonna grow. It's gonna go against the grain.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, hit it.
All right.
Hit it.
Just say it, bro.
So
Yeah.
we used to feel that way too. Like was all about every love and with everyone. But one thing I was told that was just kind of real that I was told that in the aircraft when you take your flight. So hey, all right. So this is what happens when something bad happens. You're gonna get your oxygen mask.
Oh.
Okay, your oxygen mask goes out. Boom. Okay, now self-love is like, oh man, hey man, get your oxygen mask. Hey man, get your oxygen mask. We want everybody to survive this crash. Okay, but what is the first rule
on that airplane
of anything?
I got you.
Yeah.
First one is you.
You good
You
though?
better start breathing.
Straight?
You better start breathing.
And sometimes, and then especially when you're focused on your path and when you need to do what you gotta do. Yes, I need my knee to be healed so I can do my job.
Mm.
Yes. So pull your yoga on.
Yeah,
Pull your qigong on.
I gotta do my
Fasten
job.
up your Tai Chi
Yeah.
breather.
Yeah, and I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing if I'm hurt. How they gonna know how good yoga is? How they gonna know how good Tai Chi is? I gotta make sure I'm good so
you can teach it. So
So
you
I
can share it with other people.
Share with
So you can
others.
share it.
So that's why me personally, like I want everybody to be good, but you gotta make sure you good first.
Yeah,
I
make sure you get your
That's
practice
it.
in.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't be telling everybody about your practice that you started doing while you should be practicing.
So that's built along the same concepts as Tai Chi, the way the whole curriculum is set up. First, we learn the single form, like just us by ourselves.
Yes.
And that's about beginning to learn yourself.
Mhm.
Also incorporated with the meditation, which is also getting you to know yourself.
Yes.
Then
Yeah.
after
Yes.
that, you start
Yes.
learning push
You see?
hands.
Yeah.
Now you're getting to learn others.
Because I learned backwards.
I get it.
I learned backwards because I started learning about everyone else before I started learning about myself. Yeah.
Right, and you said that just because of what you were doing. You had to say, okay, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. You ain't thinking about what you're doing. Wow, I never thought about that, bro. Mm-hmm. Once again, family, look at the different perspectives about how everything is still valid perspective. I love that, man. That's so good. Very good. Very good information.
Hey, speaking of valid information from everybody, Sifu threw this out at the beginning of the podcast. I wanted to throw it out here again. We want to plan a Zoom gathering that we stream where the family gets together, introduces themselves, and we want kind of like a personal show for everybody, actually. Introducing yourself, what you think is going to be of the utmost value or invaluable to yourself that you could share with us that you want us to know about. Maybe you want to share something with us that you have discovered or something you've been doing for years. Are you a cook? Are you into herbs? Yes. Do you know a lot about plants? Basically anything to do with holistic, energetic, meditation practices.
Yes.
Also, with that being said, don't feel forced that that you have to do. We want you to want to do it. You know, this is a way that we get to know each other more. We know who to reach out to in the community if something comes up. If one of our friends needs someone who needs someone, we know who they should go and see. Right?
And you don't necessarily even need a camera to do this. You can keep your camera off and just talk, or you could just opt out of it entirely.
That'd be cool.
Yep.
Good way to know each other.
Yeah.
Like a meet and greet type thing.
Share your knowledge. Everybody needs new knowledge. I'm always learning. Just like earlier this morning, Peyton was saying something, something about learning from a youngster. I said, brother, I'm open up to learn anything from you or anybody else. No matter how young they are or how old, you got the knowledge, please share. That's that much more ammo I can use when I work on people. So it's, more I can gather to work with people.
Like I've heard one of my other masters say is Master Ian Armstrong, shout out to that cat. He would say, there are a few things that one should never consider retiring from. One of those things is learning. The other one of those things is feeling young, feeling good. You should never consider retiring from feeling good and making your body feel better, is basically what he's saying.
That makes sense. Sister Stephanie says, I agree with Marcus. She says that she was taught the same thing about, the way that you were explaining it, Marcus.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, I used to feel the weight of the world on my shoulders and cry a lot about the fact that people were dying from lack of food and water. But in order to help the world and others, we must first heal ourselves.
Exactly.
That's true, family. I'll be honest with you, because if we're broken, who the hell can we fix?
Mm-hmm.
Really, it's kind of hard to help anybody else if you're broken.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Now, we have to be willing to admit that we're broken, because there's some broken people out there.
Broken people break things.
And that goes back to being aware.
That's
Right back to it.
That's right. That's it. Being aware.
And then guess what? If you don't think you're broken, you think everybody else is broken.
Who was that talking about your knees at 29, Sifu?
Oh, I don't know. Some guy was saying something about my knees. He saw me in a posture, a low pose.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he's like, when you turn 29 or something like that, you'll be regretting that. And I'm like, dude, I'm 49.
What are you talking about at 29?
Basically, he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You hit that rewind button 20 years and get back to him, Sifu.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Wow.
yeah, we have some laughs sometimes.
Yeah.
We have some laughs.
I was going to say something, but it slipped my mind.
I am that.
That was a good one, too.
Yeah.
Shit,
It goes back to that awareness, and I guess that's Tai Chi too. Awareness and accepting, the accepting is the yield.
Oh, that's where I was going. This is what you said. You said something about awareness, and I was going to say, well, according to the medical statistics, we got a lot of broken people out there, to say the least. A lot. Like most of society is sick by the standards that they consider people to be sick. Not my standards. Like 80%. So I don't really like having certain conversations with people who are really not well.
Refuse to do battle of the wits with an unminded person.
Yes. I'm not going to play battle of the wits with an unminded person. I'm not. I'm just not. Because when I share information with you, I'm sharing my personal experience, or I'm sharing information that was directly downloaded to me. And I can't even freaking explain it myself. But I know it's real. It either resonates with you or it doesn't. And it doesn't matter to me if it resonates with you or not. But I'm not going to take my time explaining it to you. Because it's that type of information. You know what I'm saying? See, in the West, we get so caught up on who is your teacher? How many degrees you have? What school did you go to? What university did you attend?
Science says you can't contract tendons.
Yeah, that's all logical information. This is not logical information that we're talking about. We're talking about wisdom. A little bit different. You know what I'm saying? A little bit different. Now, wisdom can help the logic, and logic can help the wisdom, but they're not both the same.
The book behind the book.
Yeah.
The concepts and the meanings.
Right.
The way things work, not what the things are.
So I said we covered a good bit of information today, family. Sounds good, guys. I was thinking we should all say hello. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Sister Stephanie said, Tracy says, great idea. She's in. So, hey, we got 2 people think it's a good idea already.
Fantastic.
And I know Sister Heather says, always down to learn.
There you go. There you go.
That's a beautiful thing, family. That's what I like about our soul group.
Never retire.
Hey, family, let me ask you a question. How many of you have actually subscribed to the Yoga Ninja YouTube page? How many of you have actually subscribed to Home Team's YouTube page? Come on now, family. Don't embarrass me.
Oh, that's good.
Don't embarrass me, family.
Man,
Because I've been bragging about you.
I would like
I've been bragging. Don't
I
embarrass
want to
me.
thank y'all too for really setting it up. They made me do it, so I'm happy that they forced me to do it.
Yeah, we pushed him out there,
Yeah.
family. Peyton pushed him out there.
Someone
Got
else
him
just
started.
said the same thing. It's like, hey man, do you like do videos so I can look you up? Because man, you don't be around all
See?
the time. I was like,
Now you
all
launched.
right.
Yep.
Now you launched.
Yep.
So, family, if you have not subscribed, look on my page, and I'll post it again. But help us out, family. Like and subscribe, Brother Marcus's page. He's such a kind heart, and you see how big his heart is. And he's all about helping family, and we're helping each other here. And he's helping us as well. He's all down with the Tai Chi 360. And Brother Ollie's then slipped in with a YouTube page of his own.
He has.
So,
Yep.
We're growing.
we're growing.
We're
definitely
growing. We want to spread it out,
Yeah.
brother, amongst the people around the world.
Right.
Because that's what it's going to take. If we can cover all four corners and go around that circle.
Oh, we're getting there. We're already in the UK. Now,
That's
family,
right.
I want to share your stuff too. We all want to share your stuff. You got to let us know about it, family. Tag me in. Tag me in your stuff. We want to put you out there as well. We're growing together, family. We're not playing. We're serious about this. Soul Group.
There you
We
go.
out, huh?
We out.
Yeah.
We put in extra time. That's how we
Hey,
like to
family.
do it, though.
We'll see you all. We're gonna do it every Saturday, and we have a special guest in tune, and we're gonna make sure that they can get in this time before the show because our special guest today couldn't get in.
Yes. But
Yep.
hey, I made up for it. I think I
Yeah.
said-
All right.
I really
Yeah.
only wanted one yoga guy on the show at a time anyway,
Yeah.
so maybe I was selfish in that way.
Yeah.
You
Thank you,
projected that.
family.
He
We love
projected
you.
Mm.
Let's keep
You
it
projected
growing.
that.
Mhm.
Love you,
So
family. Peace.
See y'all soon, family.
Mhm.
Love you guys.
That was good.